Welcome everyone. You're going to take the class at your own pace. You are going to use your breath as a guide. If you stop breathing, you know you've gone a little bit past your edge. If you need to modify, you're going to do that. You're going to use your blocks or your strap. You're going to skip things that don't work for you. And just see how it feels in your body. It's a long weekend. It's a Sunday noontime. So, please meet yourself where you are. Sometimes our expectations of what we should be able to do in our body is different than what our body would like to do. So don't worry about that too much. You're going to do what works for you. Okay. So let's get started. We're going to start laying down on the mat. All right. So take a nice, comfortable laying down position on your mat. Have your strap nearby, or if you're using a scarf or a belt, whatever that you are using for a strap, go ahead and do that. And as you take this position on the mat, just connect your whole body to the mat. You can bend your knees and plant the soles of your feet. Connect your whole body to the mat. You can close your eyes for a moment and just start to breathe, drawing the breath in through the nose, exhaling through the nose as well. As much as you can, inhale to expand the chest, the upper abdomen and the lower abdomen, so send the breath all the way through to the back body. See if you can make your hips and your lower back a little bit heavier. And then when you exhale, release everything. Let everything relax. Let the belly relax. Let the chest relax. Inhale to expand. Exhale to release. With every inhale, see if you can expand that whole torso as much as you can. Maybe a little bit more than on the last breath. And then when you exhale, release that. Let it all go. And then notice what is connected to the mat. If you've got a little bit of a space in the lumbar curve, just gently push the low belly into the spine a little bit more. Connect your back ribs. Let your shoulder blades be really heavy. Connect the back of your head. Allow your palms to rest down. Connect your whole arm. So feel that engagement between your mat or the floor and your body. Check out your feet. Press your feet gently into the floor so you'll feel a slight engagement in all the muscles in the core. And then here again, inhale to expand. Exhale to release. And sometimes it takes a little bit of concentration to have that connection between the mind and the body and the breath and the movement. So that's good. Just bring that attention. It brings you to the here and now. It allows you to arrive on the mat. A few more like this. Okay, and then from here, cross your left leg over top of your right, and I'm mirroring you, all right? You can wrap your left toes around your right ankle, so drawing the knee into the chest a little bit more, or you can just have it hanging beside, but you're gonna hug everything into the body. Yeah, good. Let's interlace your fingers behind your head. Let your head rest in the palms and allow the elbows to open. And now again, notice what's connected to the floor. If you've got that space between the shoulder blades, lifting up the heart towards the ceiling, just push it down a little, just gently. So just really engaging the shoulder blades. Draw the knees into the chest. Squeeze the thighs together so the whole body is working here. And we're going to tuck the chin into the chest and we're going to lift the elbows up towards the knees. And then carefully lower that down. Tuck the chin into the chest, lift the elbows up towards the knees. And now as we lower the head and the shoulders back down, we're going to tap the feet to the floor. So tuck the chin in, bring everything in. Knees will come towards the elbows will come towards the knees. And then as you open the chest towards the ceiling, tap the toes to the floor. And just move through this really slowly and deliberately. Few more rounds. See if you can have the movement follow the breath. So we're trying to make this breath as slow and as deep and as full as possible. So a little bit of core just to wake up here today. And then lower the head and the shoulders. Let's extend the legs towards the ceiling. Unwrap them. Pull the toes back towards your face. But really squeeze the inner lines of the legs together. So have your big toe mounds touch. Maybe the insides of the arches. Open the chest wide. Keep flattening out that back as much as you can. And now to keep your big toe mounds together, pull your heels apart. You might feel that in the IT band or in the outsides of the calves here. And then pull the feet together. Keep the heels connected and open the toes. Flex through the feet a lot like Charlie Chaplin. Bring the toes together. Take the heels apart. And bring the heels together, toes apart. That's it. Bring the knees into the chest. Bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Let's cross the right thigh over top of the left. Same thing. The action that you want to have here is hugging, squeezing the inner lines of the legs together, regardless of what you're going to choose to do with this foot. You can take eagle legs and wrap the toes around, or you can just keep it beside, but you're going to breathe into this. And here we go. We're going to bring the knees into the chest, tuck the chin up slightly, bring the elbows towards the knees. Keep squeezing the inner lines of the legs together and lower that down. So we're just going to do 2 here before we engage the legs. So tuck the chin into the chest, lift up, and bring that back down. Nice job. Here we go. Tuck the chin into the chest, elbows towards the knees. And now as we lower the head and the shoulders, we're going to tap the toes to the floor. And then tuck the chin into the chest, pull everything in, push the low belly into the spine, really engage the core. And then lower and tap. Keep pushing the low belly into the spine. Here we go, chin to chest. Elbows come to the knees, draw everything in, curl in, toes to the floor. One more time, knees to elbows, pull everything in. Let's lower the head and the shoulders, and once again extend the legs towards the ceiling. Circle up the ankles. That's it. And now take your arms to cactus so that your elbows are level with the shoulders and the backs of your hands are connected to the floor. Good. Keep pushing the low belly into the spine. Breathe into this. That's it. And now bring your knees in towards your chest. Flex your toes back towards your shins a lot. Extend through the heels as you reach to the arms. So we're stretching through the arms, stretching through the legs. Pressing the ceiling away with the soles of our feet and reaching our fingers long up behind. Flatten out your whole back. And then with control, draw everything in. Bring the arms back to cactus, elbows level with the shoulders. Keep as much of the back of the arm and hand connected to the floor as possible. And then extend through the heels and reach through the arms. Flatten out the whole back on the mat. So there's some work involved here. Move through this with your own breath. Just breathe, take full, slow, deep inhales. We always practice the breathing at the start of a class. We try to match it with some simple movements so we can get the hang of the breath. And when we get into some of the tougher poses, we can draw on that breath. And then the next time you pull your knees in towards your chest, you're going to take your hands to the outsides of the shins. Just rock out through the lower back here. See how that goes. That's it. Back and forth. Nice work. Okay, and then plant the sole of your right foot on the floor. Interlace your fingers behind your left thigh. Let's press that left heel towards the ceiling. Circle out that ankle. Breathe into this. You can tuck the chin up into the chest slightly. Walk your hands up the back of the calf. Pull the knee towards the nose. Don't lift up so much that your nose is coming to your knee. Make the knee come to you. So extend through the back of the leg as much as possible. You can point and flex this foot. And then bend that left knee in towards your chest. Take your right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Take your left arm out to a T and just cross that left thigh over top and over to the right for a nice supine twist here. Yeah. Extend through that left arm, and if you can, connect your shoulder blade to the mat. So it might roll you a little bit off the hip onto the back of the body. That's okay. Just feel that as you're drawing the left knee to the right. Feel that engagement through the left shoulder blade and breathe into it. Bring both knees up in towards the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. You can tuck the chin up. Plant the sole of the left foot on the floor. Interlace your fingers behind your right thigh. And let's extend that foot towards the ceiling. You can make some circles here, or you can point and flex the foot. Whatever you wish. Just slowly start to wake up the back lines of the legs, right? We're often quite tight here. Okay, and then tuck the chin into the chest. Walk the hands up the back of the calf. The shoulders will lift up slightly, but not so much. You're trying to pull the knee towards the nose. Bend the knee if you need to. Get it, let the hamstring have as much space as it needs. You can push a little bit more into your left foot. Notice if that gives you a little bit of extra. A little bit more engagement. Breathe into that. And then bend that right knee in towards your chest. Take your left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Your right arm is going to come up to a T. Allow that right knee to come over to the left. And once again, so notice if your shoulder blade is lifting up. If it is, anchor through the right palm and then anchor through the shoulder blade, the right shoulder blade, and breathe. That's it. Nice work. Notice where you feel this in the body. Breathe into it. If you've got too much pain, and not too much pain, if you have any pain in your lower back, you're going to allow that shoulder blade to lift up. But try and anchor through it. It gives you a different sensation. It gives you more of a stretch in the back. Breathe into that. Pull the knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Tuck the chin in. Lower the head and the shoulders. Let's take it into happy baby. So take your knees wide towards the armpits. That's it. Like you're trying to take your feet towards the ceiling, like you're holding up the ceiling with your feet. And then your hands are going to rest somewhere on the insides of your legs. You can rock back and forth here. Notice how that feels. Yeah. And then bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Rock along the length of your spine. And then come into a seated position. Looks like we've had a few more people join us. I'm just going to make sure that everybody is muted here. Hi. I don't think I muted everybody before. Okay, there we go. All right, seated position, middle of the mat. Have something under your sit bones. So you can sit up nice and tall. That's it. And then as you inhale, let's reach up. Look up. Bring the palms together to touch. Pull the hands down through heart center. Press the wall away on each side. Press, 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 press. Really strong through the arms. Draw the shoulder blades together. Squeeze them like you're squeezing a pencil here. And then through the stop sign hands, one finger at a time, bring your hands into a fist. Drop your wrists on the end of your arms. Circle that out. Good. Allow the right fingertips to come to the floor. Reach up and over with the left arm. You can allow the right elbow to bend in towards you. Reach more through the middle finger. So you're getting long on both sides of the waist. Tuck the chin into the chest and then sweep that arm all the way across over to the left side. Allow the right arm to come up and over. Again, really try not to collapse into the left side waist. Stay long. Reach through the fingers more. Yeah. Maybe spin the heart towards the ceiling. Breathe into that. And then spring off the left fingers. Bring the palms together to touch. Interlace the hands. Flip them towards the ceiling. Breathe into that. Draw the shoulder heads up towards your ears. Circle them down and around and back. Breathe. release the arms to cactus. So this is the same shape we had on the floor, right? Draw those elbows back, yeah. Let's take a sad cactus with this right arm. Nice job. Tuck in the right arm behind the low back, reach the left arm up and over, and then allow it to come down to the right thigh. As you inhale, lengthen. Exhale to twist towards the right. Breathe into this. Keep the left hand here, reach the right arm up and over. Cross that arm down. Press both palms into the thighs. Spread the shoulder blades apart on the back. And then lift the arms up. You're in eagle arms. Right arm is on top of the left. You can take the backs of the hands together or the palms or the hands onto the shoulders. Lift the crooks of the elbows up to the height of your eyes. And then you can tuck the chin into the chest and gently take a bit of a stretch between the shoulders. And then release that. Inhale, reach up. Let the arms come down. Oh, nice job. Circle out the shoulders. Let's take the opposite crossing of the legs. So take your non-habitual leg in front. If you need to rearrange your sit bones, you're going to do that. Sit up nice and tall. That's it. And then inhale to reach up. Interlace your fingers in the non-habitual way. So put the other thumb on top. Flip the hands towards the ceiling. Press up through the palms. And again, try to have the shoulders come down the spine. Good. Breathe here. Tuck the chin into the chest slightly, just to keep that neck nice and long. Breathe into this. Release the arms to cactus. And keep the elbows level with the shoulders. Draw those shoulder blades back. Nice job. Sad cactus with the left arm. Notice if your shoulders are tipping over. Try and keep them level. So there's some work here. Good. Tuck the left arm in behind. Reach the right arm up and over. Stay heavy in the right sit bone. And then allow that right hand to come to the left thigh. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist towards the left. Breathe into that. Press the right palm into the left thigh. Reach the left arm up and over. And then allow that hand to come down. Press both palms into the thighs. Just gently press the shoulder blades towards the ceiling, or that spot between the shoulder blades. And then lift up. Eagle arms on the other side. Left arm is on top. Take whatever crossing you need of the hands to accommodate your shoulders. And then tuck the chin into the chest. Take that away. And then release that. Awesome. Good work, everybody. All right, let's come off our block. Come into a tabletop position in the middle of your mat. Set yourself up. Arms are out or shoulder width apart. Knees are hip width apart and parallel. Toes are tucked. We're going to take some cat-cow here, just moving with your own breath. As you exhale, pressing the floor away through the hands, the knees, and the toes. Inhale to soften the heart. Lift the tailbone. Move through this. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. Nice work. One more round like this. Okay, come into a tabletop, neutral spine. Make sure the shoulders are over the wrists. Let's extend the right leg out behind, engaging the glute to lift the heel up to the level of the hip. Take the left arm forward. Really reach through the left fingertips. And we're going to do a cat-cow here. Chin to chest, knee to nose, elbow to thigh. Draw everything in. Extend it long. Draw everything in. And extend it long. Draw everything in. Extend it long. Let's hold this. Breathe here. Reach through the fingers. Lift, engage the glute. Lift that heel a little bit more. Okay, let's bend the right leg. Keep the thigh parallel and push that heel towards the ceiling. Maybe reach back with the left arm. Bend the knee, bring the heel towards the bum. You might have to just curl in sideways a little bit. If you can grab onto the ankle, great. Not necessary, just as an option. Square the shoulders to the front edge of the mat. Really resist the hand with the foot. Breathe into this. And then carefully release that. Let's extend one more time. That's it. And then bring the hand to the floor. Bring the knee back underneath the hip. Untuck the toes, take a child's pose. Reach the fingertips forward, so tent the fingers. Let the hips be heavy, but lift up from the armpits and reach the fingertips as far away from you as you can. Tuck the chin into the chest. And then bring the palms back to the floor. Tuck the toes. Let's take the left leg out behind and the right arm forward. So always take a moment to set up your base. Strong through the left hand. Toes are tucked. Right knee. Reach through the right fingertips. Engage the glute. Pressing up through that heel. And here we go. Chin to chest, knee to nose, elbow to thigh. Curl everything in. And extend it long. Press up through the heel. Engage the glute. Draw everything in. Move with your breath. Extend it long. One more time, bring everything in. Extend it long. Hold it here just for a breath. Really reach through the fingers. Feel the low belly pull into the spine. You're engaging the whole core. Now we're going to bend that knee. You can option to stay here, just flexing that foot towards the ceiling. That's strong enough as it is. If you want to go deeper, you can reach back with the right hand. Maybe grab on to the ankle. Square the hips and the shoulders. Woo. Try to keep your balance, so there's lots going on here. Resisting the hand with the foot. Breathe into this. Carefully release that. One more full extension. Engage that glute. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Bring the hand down. Bring the knee back under the hip. Untuck your toes. Take your knees wide. And allow your chest to come down between the thighs. And reach the arms forward. Connect as much of the arm to the mat as you can. Allow the heart to melt towards the floor. Reach through the palms. Breathe into that. And then come back into a tabletop. Set yourself up. Knees hip width apart and parallel. How are we doing? Good. All right, let's take the right arm up. Reach it all the way up. We're going to thread it underneath the left arm, coming down onto the right side of the body, the right shoulder. You can use your left fingertips here for support. Tent the fingers. If you need support underneath the right temple, you're going to take that. Tuck the chin into the chest slightly. That'll give you a little bit more protection for the neck. And then option to extend out through the left leg. Okay. Option to lift up through that heel. And you can even take this left arm behind the low back. So a little bit of a balance. Feel free to stop wherever. Bring the hand back down. Bring the leg back down. Bring the knee back down. And then carefully use your fingertips for support. Let's take that right arm back out. Take a cat-cow. What's your breath doing? Are you connected to the breath? That's it. So back in tabletop, taking the left arm. Gliding it underneath the right, coming down onto the left side, that left shoulder. One shoulder might be different than the other, so you're going to honor whatever's going on in your body today. Your right fingertips are there for support, so that can roll you a little bit more into that stretch. Maybe extending through the right leg. Maybe taking that right arm behind, maybe even lifting up through the heel. So there's many layers here. Take whatever works for you. Breathe into it. And then lower the knee if it's raised. Bring the hands back for support. Come back into a tabletop. Take a cat-cow. Nice work. And then when you're ready, you're going to walk your hands one hand width forward of your shoulders. Zip up the inner lines of your legs. Shift your weight forward. Cross your ankles so that your heels can come to your bum. And your shoulders are going to be over your wrists. And you've got a nice long stance here. Pulling, so not dumping into the back. You're pulling the low belly into the spine. Nice and strong. Looking straight down. Lower only so far down as you can keep the tips of your elbows glued to your rib cage. So it might be all the way down. It might just be a little bit. That's okay. Try not to allow your elbows to splay out to the side. Okay, so they're going straight back behind you, yeah. And when you're lowering down in chaturanga, this is the action that you want to take with the arms, right? Grasshopper arms. They're meant to bend backwards like this. You can do as many as you wish. And then when you're ready, you're going to lower all the way down to the floor. The chest is going to arrive first, then the belly, then the thighs. Untuck your toes. Take your fingertips wide, elbows over the wrists. Engage the legs. You're going to feel the knees lift. Inhale. Let's peel the heart up. And exhale, lower down. Strange cobra. Do 2 more like this with your own breath. Last one, full inhale. And full exhale. That's it. Bring your hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes, make your way through tabletop, come into a downward facing dog. So you're taking this upside down triangle shape. Your arms are outer shoulder width apart, your feet are about hip width apart and parallel to each other. And just pedal out the feet, walk out your dog. Breathe into this. Take a look at your hands. Make sure you're spreading through the index finger and the thumb mound as much as you are on the outer part of the wrist. Every time you inhale, engage through the hands a little bit more, so pressing the mat away. Every time you exhale, you can lengthen through the backs of your legs a little bit more. And do that by drawing your heels back. You're trying to make your feet longer back behind you. Breathe into this. Come high up on your tippy toes. Turn sideways. Bend your knees so you can take your chest closer to your thighs. That's going to allow you to press into your hands more and take your hips further up and back. So feel that nice engagement through the hips. And now slowly start to draw the feet long. It's like you're taking your heels behind. Don't worry about getting the heels to the floor. That might happen on its own at some point, or it may never happen. As you inhale, engage through the hands. Magnetize the biceps towards each other, and as you exhale, find some stillness. Stay with the sensation in the backs of the legs. Breathe into this. Full, slow, deep inhale to engage. Complete exhale to release. And settle. One more. And then bend your knees deeply. Load your spring like you're sending your hips back towards your heels, and then make your way to the top of your mat. You can hop, you can step, you can walk your hands to the front edge of your mat. However you choose to get there is awesome. Feet are going to be hip width apart and parallel. Bend the knees. Let it go. If your fingers are dangling, take some support under the hands. Totally fine. Shift the weight into the toes a bit more. Take the hips over the heels. And then draw your heels down and back. Take a full engagement through the whole foot like you did when we were laying on the floor. Feel your feet underneath you. And instead of straightening through the legs, think of pressing through the feet. And you'll notice how much more engagement you get in your legs here. Breathe into this. Keep that nice engagement in the back of the legs. Keep that length. Bring your fingertips to your shins or above your knees, or keep them on the floor. Lengthen the heart forward. Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana. Forward fold. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Forward fold. Interlace your fingers behind your low back. Bend your elbows. And bring your thumb knuckles to the low back. And then allow your chest to connect to the thighs. So drawing the shoulder blades together, drawing the elbows towards each other. Let the head go. You can start to straighten through the back of the legs by pressing into the feet once again. Sending the sit bones towards the ceiling. Keep as much connection between the chest and the thighs as you can. Let the head go. So don't look at your feet. Look between your thighs. And then option to take the arms up and over for a nice stretch here. Breathe into this. And then release the arms. Let that go. Really press into your feet. Tuck the pubic bone under. Let your arms and your head be super heavy. We're going to uncurl one vertebrae at a time. Come all the way up to standing.
Nice work. And then you're standing in your mat. Good. Let's zip up the inner lines of the legs. Heel toe the feet together. Squeeze the thighs together, feet together. Good. Inhale, reach up. Bring the palms together to touch if you can. Get nice and long here. Squeeze your ears with your biceps. And we're going to lean over to the right. Send the hips to the left. Breathe into that. Good. Let this right arm drop down. Let it be really heavy. Take the back of your hand, or take your palm to the back of your head, and then open up to the left. Squeezing the inner lines of the legs together. It's like you're trying to take your left elbow to the left corner of the room. Breathe into that. And then release that, reach it up and over, and come all the way up. Once again, get nice and tall here. Inhale to get some length. Exhale to lean over to the right. Left. Hips are going to the right. Breathe into this. Reach through your fingers a little bit more, and then allow that left arm to drop. Good. Try not to collapse in the side of the waist. Keep that length. Get longer through the fingers. That's it. And then bend the elbow. Take the palm to the back of the head. Let your head rest. Let it be heavy here. And then open the right elbow and armpit towards the right. Breathe into this. This is really heavy on the left side. And then release that. Reach through the arm. Bring the palms together to touch. Whew. Take your feet wide apart, toes facing out. And then just bend the knees. Bring your forearms to your thighs. That's it. And just draw the heart forward here. Get a little bit heavier. Keep the length in the spine. Try to take your sit bones down between your heels. Coming into a yogi squat. Take your time. Now, if you need support under each heel, that is an option, okay? Or if you need support under your sit bones, also an option. Or you just having your hands on your thighs or palms on the floor, all good. All right, find what works for you. And just breathe into that. So this is obviously a hip opener. It might be intense. Maybe the backs of your arms will come to the insides of the thighs. Breathe into this. Yeah. And then slowly bring your palms back to the floor. Tuck your chin into your chest. And then heel toe your feet back to hip width. That's it. Take a halfway lift here. Inhale. Lengthen the heart forward. Exhale to forward fold. Bend the knees deeply. We're going to plant the hands and step the right foot back, coming into a high lunge. So make sure that you're on the ball of the back foot. I'm going to turn sideways here so you can see me. You're on the ball of the back foot. The heel is stacked over the big toe mound. Pressing into the front foot just as much. Bring the torso to vertical. Bring your hands to your hips. And then just bend this knee a little bit. Good. Tuck the pelvis under to protect the low back. So we're not here, right? This lots of protection. Always protecting the low back and the knees. Let's reach the arms up. If this is too much, just bring the knee down. It's all good. Breathe into this. That's it. Bring your hands to the floor. Keep the right hand where it is. Open up with the left arm. Nice big open twist here. And now bring the left hand on the inside of the left foot and pivot the back foot. So you're coming into a warrior two with your feet. Your front heel is going to intersect your back arch. You're going to keep the left hand on the inside of the foot or bring the left forearm to the thigh. You can use a block. Coming into extended side angle. So the knee is over the ankle. Try not to have the knee back behind. Bend into that knee a lot. Either the hand on the hip or reaching the arm up and over. Pressing into the outer blade of that back foot a lot. Breathe into that. That's it. Let's pick up the back heel. Bring the hands to the floor. And step all the way back. Downward facing dog. Whew. Take a full inhale here. And a full exhale. Float forward to plank. Top of a push-up. Shoulders are over the wrists. Pull the low belly into the spine. Long through the crown of the head. Always an option to bring the knees down. If you're going to lower straight back, you're going to slightly pull your shoulders past your wrists. press the floor away as you hinge back at the elbows like we did in the yogi push-ups. And then with control, lower all the way down to the floor. Untuck your toes. Slide your hands back so that your wrists are underneath your elbows and they're hugging right towards your rib cage. So again, squeezing the elbows and the shoulders together. Engage the toes. You'll feel your knees lift. And then peel the heart up off the floor. Use the strength of the back body. Keep the toes on the floor, but the legs are working hard. And lower down. Keep the forehead on the floor. Keep drawing the elbows and the shoulders towards each other. Let's lift up through the legs. Really pressing out or extending up through the toes as much as possible. Lower the feet down. Okay, and for this last one, we're going to lift everything that we can off the mat. So start by engaging the legs. Draw the elbows and the shoulder blades together. Peel the heart up. Then lift the feet up. Maybe hover the hands. Stay long through the crown of the head. You're not torquing up through the neck. Breathe here. Maybe reach the arms back towards your feet. You're on the belly. One more breath. Maybe bringing the big toe mounds together. Full inhale. And exhale, lower everything down. Oh, nice work. It's tough, right? We're using the strength of the back body. And we're trying to breathe, so remember to do that. Okay, here we are. Draw your forearms out in front of you. Coming into a sphinx. And just for a moment. So nice and strong here. Again, always pulling the low belly into the spine so we're not dumping into the back. Take the right arm and slide it underneath the left. So that your bicep is going to be between your chest and your chin. You can use your left fingertips for support, or you can extend that left palm fully and come down onto the right temple. And then use the weight of your body to get into this shoulder stretch. So just allowing that nice heaviness. This is fantastic for this part, front part of the shoulder. Breathe into this. And then carefully, when you're ready, you're going to slide this left hand back. Use it for support to push yourself back up. You're just going to come through the sphinx just momentarily, just to get the integrity of the low body, so pulling the low belly into the spine. And then taking the left arm and slide it underneath the right. And then the right arm can glide forward as much as you need. Come down onto the left temple. Allow the weight of the body to get a little bit deeper. And one shoulder might be different than the other, so you're going to honor what's ever going on there. Breathe into that. And then slowly guide yourself back. Push yourself onto that right forearm. That's it. And then push yourself onto the forearms. We're going to come back into a child's pose. So send your hips towards your heels. Drape your torso over the legs. Allow your arms to rest, or you can take them long alongside your body. If you need support under the forehead, take that. Breathe into wherever you are. Especially into that back body. Inhale to expand, and then exhale to release. And then you're going to slowly uncurl one vertebra at a time, coming all the way up to sitting on your heels. Bring the knees together. Yeah, that's it. Make fists with your hands. Bring them to the floor. Just carefully press into the fists. Maybe lift the knees slightly. Get a nice stretch in the tops of the feet. Notice how that feels. Bring the knees back to the floor. Shift your weight forward. You can circle out your ankles or tap out your toes, whatever you need. Okay, now keeping this inner lines of the legs zipped up, this time tuck your toes. All right, walk your hands back. Send your hips over top of your heels. Put something between your heels and your sit bones if you need. Check to see that all your toes are participating. Sit up nice and tall. Take your hands to your thighs, tuck your chin into your chest. Maybe interlace the fingers and flip them away from you. This might not work for some. Breathe into it. Skip it if it doesn't work. Come all the way up. Bring the arms to cactus. Let's take a twist to the right. Lift the elbows up to the level of the shoulders. Come back. Strong through the fingers. Twist to the left. Come all the way back. Bring the palms to the floor. Tap that out. Nice work. Breathe into that. Toe stand. Right? We rarely get to stretch the bottoms of our feet, so that's really good. You can take a cat-cow here. And then when you're ready, you're going to come into your down dog. Take your hands a little bit forward of your shoulders. Maybe the second down dog is starting to feel a little bit better. And just, again, take a look at your hands, always when you can. Just self-monitor. What are my hands doing? Am I dumping into my wrist, or am I spreading through my fingers? And then bend your knees deeply and make your way to the top of the mat. You can step, you can hop, however you wish. When you arrive, you're going to heel toe your feet together. Sit your hips down and back. Come into a chair pose. Reach the arms forward. Yeah, that's it. Okay, and from here, take the right arm underneath the left, coming into eagle arms. Palms are going to come together to touch. Lift the elbows up to the crooks of the eyes. Sit a little bit deeper. Lift the elbows a little bit higher. Sit a little bit deeper with every breath. Breathe into that. One more. Inhale to expand. Exhale to settle and release. Let's release the arms. Forward fold. Take a halfway lift. Inhale. Lengthen the heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, coming back into chair pose, second time. Sit the hips down and back, reach the arms forward. Take the left arm underneath the right. Did we do that one already? Other side. Whatever we didn't do. Sorry, I'm confusing you. That's it. Sit a little bit deeper. Reach the elbows a little bit higher. Breathe into this. One more. Full inhale. Stay for the exhale. Squeeze the inner lines of the legs together. And then release the arms. Forward fold. Let that go. Take your feet wide. Heel toe them wide. Bring the palms to the floor. Second time coming into yogi squat. So again, palms can stay on the floor. You can bring your forearms to your thighs. Lengthen the heart forward. Extend through the spine. Yeah, send your sit bones down between your heels. So your knees always travel in the same direction as your toes, so turn your toes out as much as you need. Take the insides or the backs of your arms to the insides of the thighs. Take any support you need underneath the heels. It helps to get the heels a little bit wider. That might help. Yeah, breathe into this. Notice how this feels. Nice job. Maybe lift up through the heart. Option to extend the left arm to the left, so connecting the back of the arm to the inside of the leg, maybe stretching through the right arm. Let's bring that hand back. Sit up nice and tall. Extend the other arm up to the side, connecting the back of the arm, maybe reaching the arm up. Breathe. Bring the hands back. Breathe into this. Bring the palms to the floor. Tuck the chin into the chest. Heel toe the feet back together. Let's take a halfway lift here. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands to your waist. Draw the elbows towards each other. Press into the feet. Come all the way up to a standing position. Inhale to reach up. Zip up the inner lines of the legs. Take your right wrist with your left hand. Get really tall. We're going to lean over to the left. Send the hips to the right. Good. Now shift your weight into your standing leg. Is going to be your right leg. Flex the toes on the left foot. Take a little bit of a banana balance here. Breathe into this. Keep the legs nice and engaged. Bring that foot back. Switch hands, get really tall, get a little bit longer here. Good, lean over to the right first, shift the hips to the left. Take a moment, breathe into this, and then really press into the standing leg, your left leg. Engage the toes on the right foot. Maybe they'll start to lift up on their own. Breathe into this. And come all the way back. Pull your hands down through heart center. Let it go. Take a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale to forward fold. Bend your knees deeply. We are going to step the left foot back. So plant your hands, step the left foot back, coming into a high lunge on this side. Making sure the knee is over the ankle. Press into both feet a lot and come up. Again, tuck the pelvis under. Bend the back knee if you need to. Reach the arms up. Breathe into this. That's it. How are we doing? Good. Okay. Bring your fingertips to the floor. The left hand is going to go wide. You're going to reach up with the right fingers. Breathe into this. And then bring that right hand on the inside of the right foot. Plant that hand. Let it set up for warrior 2 feet. Take your time to set up your base. So heel's going to intersect your back arch. And then engage this leg. So these muscles should be working hard. You're pressing into the outer blade of that back foot. You can use your block, or you can have your forearm on your thigh. That's not important. What's important that the legs are working. Pulling that left sit bone towards the left heel. Reach the arm up and over for extended side angle. Or it can be on the hip, or you can reach up, whatever works for you here. But breathe into it. Press more into the blades of both feet. Into the bottoms of both feet, yeah. And then press up into the warrior 2. Just for a moment. That's it. Let's pick up the back heel, windmill the hands down. Step all the way back. Downward facing dog. And take a full inhale here. And a full exhale. Float forward to plank, top of push-up. Shoulders are going to come over top of the wrist, nice and strong. You're going to lower down with the knees. If not, you're just draw the shoulders a little bit past the wrists. Press the floor away. Squeeze the elbows in towards the rib cage. Chest arrives first, then your belly, then your thighs. Draw your hands back so that they're right beside the rib cage. Untuck your toes. Pull the low belly into the spine. Press into the hands. Come into an up dog. Ardha Bakasana. So we're pulling the low belly into the spine, not dumping into the back. Shoulders are over top of the wrists. And then lower everything down. Bring your hands underneath the forehead. You can make a little pillow. Stack the hands. And wiggle up through the hips. Nice work, everybody. That's it. Okay. Turn the toes out on your left foot so that you connect the inside of the left foot, the inside of the left leg, the knee, calf, and then slowly just slide. I'm on carpet, so it's a little trickier, but you're going to slide your left knee up towards your left elbow. You can let the forehead rest, or you can turn onto the left cheek. And you can get a little bit into the inner groin here by pulling the knee away from the torso, flattening out through the pelvis. See how that works for you? Breathe into this. See if you can let gravity do its thing and let go here. Getting a little bit of an opening in the hip. And then when you're ready, you're going to slide that leg back. Good job. Turn the toes out on your right foot. Connect as much of the inside of the right thigh and calf and foot, and then glide that up or slide that up towards your right elbow. And this side might be different. Flexing the toes on that right foot will help. Maybe turning away, that gets you a little bit deeper into a twist. Or pulling that knee a little further away from the torso. There's no right or wrong. It should feel good. Should feel like a little bit of a gentle hip opener. Breathe into this. And then when you're ready, you're going to slowly slide that knee back. Bring it, tuck it back under. Bring your hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes, come into a child's pose. And you can circle up the wrists, or if you want, you can walk your fingertips over to the right side, send your hips to the left. Getting a nice stretch in the side body on the left side. And then maybe walking the hands over to the other side, sending the hips to the right. Option to take the right palm on the back of the left hand. Breathe into that. And then come all the way back to center. Just slowly walk your fingertips up. Bring yourself up to seated on your heels. Okay. So I'd like to do a crow pose with you guys today. I'm going to walk you through some steps, and maybe crow poses in your practice. Maybe it's something that you're still working on, but you're going to I'm going to give you lots of different options, and you can try some things out at home. You can use a block. So coming into the middle of your mat, if you want to have your blocks, I'm going to show it without first. So bring the insides of the legs together, zip up the inner lines of the legs, and just squat down so that you are on your toes. That's it. Now, take your knees apart and take your palms to the floor. And this is really important. We spend a lot of time working on down dog hands because you need the strength of the hands and the assurance that you've got that weight distributed evenly through your hands. So that's really important. Your arms are going to be about outer shoulder width apart, okay? Your legs are going to be on the outsides of your arms. And the key with crow pose is taking your center of gravity, which is your hips, nice and high so that you can balance and shift forward. I always say that your head is a brake, okay? Try to keep looking forward as much as you can throughout your crow pose. As soon as you look down, the body starts to curl, the spine curls, and that's usually when you tumble, all right? But you can figure that out for yourself. So palms are coming to the floor. And then the next key thing here is to anchor the backs of your arms to the insides of your thighs, all right? And this might be where you stay today. Maybe this is all you need. And then you just want to shift the weight forward and feel that you've got that connection between the insides of the thighs and the backs of the arms. And that might be as far as you go today, and that's totally fine. Just trusting that your hands are taking the weight and you've got that nice connection there. Looking forward, drawing the heart forward, keeping the spine long. If you feel like you've got that, then maybe you're ready for the next step. You've got that connection. You're going to lift your hips up nice and high. And then you're going to make sure that you've got that connection between the backs of the arms and the insides of the legs. And see, if I'm looking forward, I'm lengthening through the spine, and it's allowing me to get my hips nice and high. If I curl in, it starts to drop my hips back if I tuck my head in. So again, your head's your brake, you're looking forward. So this is where you can use a block. Maybe you feel a little bit more comfortable getting the hips a little bit higher by having your toes on the block. And that works as well, because really your feet don't come that far off the mat, right, in a crow pose. So this might work. You can try this. This is going to get your hips a little bit higher right off the bat. You're taking the insides of your legs as high as you can onto the backs of your arms. You're keeping that looking forward, and then you're going to just lift one foot, bring it down, the other foot, bring it down. And that might be as far as you go. All right? And you can do that from the floor as well. You can use the block, try that, or from the floor. But that connection is really important, feeling like you can trust your hands. And then when you're ready, and we never hop into this, by the way, looking forward, keeping all this nice integrity that you've got through the core, lifting one foot and then the other foot. And keeping that connection between the insides of the legs and the backs of the arms. Looking forward, yeah, get your hips nice and high. Nice work, yeah. That's it, I'm gonna come over and look. Good work. That's it. Kneel, look forward. Don't look down, look forward. Yeah, your feet know what to do. That's it. Good job. Good job, good job, good job. Okay, you can try that a few more times. You can come back down and just circle out the wrists. But it's not really, I mean, it's a little bit of strength, but a lot of it is just finding that magical point where you've got the balance. And the key to that is getting your center of gravity nice and high, right? and lengthening through the spine. So you're trying to draw that heart forward, not down. Right? Draw the heart forward, look forward, find that point where you can balance on the hands. You trust that connection between the hands and the insides of the legs. Good, we're done with that. Nice work. And if you're on video, you can pause this and try it as many times as you wish. Just sit down. Let's take our hips to one side, knees to the other. Nice work, everybody. Shake out the legs. Okay, and let's take the right leg and cross it over top of the left thigh. Extending the left leg long or bending the bottom leg. If you're bending the bottom leg, you're going to take one hand to each side of your hips. Shift the hips evenly, making sure the sit bones are even. Okay, if you feel like you're lifting up through this right butt cheek, you're going to extend this leg long. And then we're just going to take the left fingertips beside your hip, right fingertips beside your hip, lift up with the left arm. I'm confusing you today. And here we go, we're going to cross over top of the body. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Getting nice and long with every inhale, and then with every exhale, rotating the rib cage around the spinal cord. The head is the last thing to come. It can stay neutral if you need it to. Breathe into this. Use your fingertips to keep the spine nice and long. And then shift, keep shifting into that right sit bone. Try not to lean back over to the left. That can be the tendency, right? So just breathe into that. One more here. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. And then carefully just tuck the chin into the chest. Untwist over to the other side. That's it. Pick up this right leg, bring it back. Extend the legs out in front. Shake that up. Sit up nice and tall. And take the left foot over top of the right. If your foot doesn't quite come to the floor, you can use a block, okay, to support that foot. That works as well. Extending through that leg, totally awesome. If you're going to bend this bottom knee, you're going to make sure that your sit bones are even. So hands on each side of the hip. Yeah, notice how that feels. And one side might feel different. We did quite a bit of hip opening. We did lots of work here, so should feel okay. Left fingertips come beside the hip. Inhale to reach up with the right arm. Get really tall here and use these fingertips to lengthen through the spine, but keep that left sit bone heavy. So inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. We're rotating from the middle of the spine, so it's not from the neck, it's not from the shoulders. You're getting lots of length so you can pull the low belly in and then rotate the rib cage around the spinal cord. Breathe into this. So this is a part of the body. It's hard to get into here, right? Into that thoracic spine. So this is a great opener. Breathe into this. Last breath here. Full inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. And then carefully bring the hands back. All right, let's extend the legs out in front. Shake that out. Good job. All right, bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Scoot your bum up towards your heels. Bring your hands behind your thighs. Come up on your toes. If you can, take your shins to vertical. If you're clenching through your thighs, you're going to just keep hanging on. This is a great work for the core. You're pulling the low belly in, lift the heart. We're going to make our way down to the mat, so you can keep your feet on the floor. You can keep your hands behind your thighs, but I like to make the transition useful. So if you want to challenge yourself, you're going to extend your toes out as you tuck your chin into your chest, and with a race to slow with yourself, I could count it down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, push the low belly into the spine, 4, 3, extend through the toes, 1, half, and lower everything down, Let the head rest. Bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Draw your knees in towards your chest. And you can just rock out through the low back. That's it. Okay, plant the soles of your feet on the floor. If you have a block or a cushion or anything that you can place underneath your sacrum, I'd like you to have your feet about hip width apart and parallel.
You're going to take whatever support that you're going to use, press into your feet to lift the hips, and put that underneath the sacrum. So it's going to be a supported bridge. Make sure that it's on the sacrum, not in the low back, okay? And you can take whatever height you wish. So if you want to get more extension through the spine, take a higher height on your block. You can let your hands rest on the belly. So you're still getting a nice opening through the chest, nice extension through the spine, but no weight in the legs, or no work in the legs anyway. Now if you wish, you can come onto the heels. Extend those out in front. That might get you a little bit deeper into the low back, maybe reaching the arms up overhead. And breathe into this. Notice how that feels in the body. Does it feel good? Is it too much? Do you need more? What's your breath doing? Always your gauge, right? What's your breath doing? Am I starting to slow down the breath? Does this feel good in my body? And then when you're ready, wherever you are, whatever you've chosen, you're going to make sure that your feet are firmly planted on the floor so that you can press into them and slowly glide or slide that block out from underneath you. And then with control, lower down from the top of the back, middle back, low back, coming all the way to the floor. You can bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees come open. Let your hands rest on the belly. If you'd like to take a supine twist instead, you're going to find one that works for you, drawing the knees over to one side. Sometimes that feels good after a back bend, getting into the low back. You've got about another minute before we come into final resting pose, so find whatever works for you, whatever shape you'd like to take here. Maybe it's happy baby. Taking the knees wide. We did this at the start of class. Maybe it's the twist. Maybe you're ready for Shavasana. Maybe it's plow pose. Whatever you've chosen, wherever you are, you're going to start to slow down your breath. And you're going to slowly make your way. Maybe turn off your lights. Maybe add an extra layer of clothing. Start to prepare for final resting pose. That's it. Let your whole body rest long on the mat. Let your feet come open. Let your arms come away from the body, palms facing up. Close your eyes and allow your body to be heavy. Let it sink into the mat. The back of your head, your shoulders, the back ribs, the low back, the hips, the sacrum, backs of your arms, the heels. Let them be really heavy. And then with every exhale, let go a little bit more. Start with your ankles, your toes, your shins, your calves, your knees. Let your hips be heavy. Let your belly button fall into the spine. Release your fingertips, your wrists, your elbows, backs of your arms. Let go of your chest and any need to control the breathing. Close your eyes. Let your head get a little bit heavier. Relax your jaw and your throat, your cheeks. Take a few minutes of complete stillness and relaxation. The work is done. Shavasana. Feel free to remain in Shavasana as long as you wish. I will lead you out in a few minutes. And you can join me in Sukhasana at the end of the class.
or you can stay where you are.